Grey Knight enjoyers and action figure lovers, as well as JoyToy fanatics. This is Spruce and Studs, and welcome on into yet another action figure review video. And we are going to be reviewing the third out of fourth offering from the Grey Knight Terminator line. And this time we're going to be specifically looking at the one with the gigantic Force Halberd, which is literally the centerpiece of this whole entire action figure. So I don't want to keep you all waiting, and I'm really excited to review it. So let's just dive right on in. Christmas is never over, folks. It just keeps on giving and giving and giving. Now that we have everything unboxed, we have the Brotherhood Terminator with the Nemesis Force Halberd under the bright LED lights up and ready for review. And as usual, we will take a look at the accessories. Let's just take a look at the centerpiece of this whole entire action figure, which is this Nemesis Force Halberd. And I will have to say, straight off the bat, I really like how this is painted. It reminds me exactly of how the professionals paint their Force swords in the miniature realm, because you have a nice touch of translucent blue here, and there's this transition to a very nice silver right here. So this Force Halberd is beautifully done. There aren't too many issues with the paint, and it looks really clean. And this is definitely, like I said, the centerpiece of this whole entire action figure. And then you have the longest purity seal ever to be known in the Space Marines chapter. But this purity seal is very nicely painted as well. You can see that most of the areas, the recesses, are filled in with this nice shading over here. Slight miss over here, but meh, not too big of a deal. Then you turn this around, and then you get a lot more shading on this side. Again, JoyToy likes their dirty kind of look with regards to their whites, so you're going to have a battle-worn-in look over here. And then the only other accessory the Grey Knight has is this characteristic Grey Knight tome with the dagger through the spine of it. So you have this Probus banner over here, and then again the tome has a very nice shade going on here where the recesses are shaded very darkly, which I really like, and the weathered look that JoyToy is very, very famous for. Then if you flip on the other side, again, you have this dirty weather kind of look that may appeal to some people, and some people may not be a fan of. And if you've been following the rest of my Grey Knight reviews, especially the Grey Knights in the Terminator armor, this is no departure from what you have been receiving from before. You're getting a very high quality action figure, and the thing that still jumps out at me is, again, this lovely color shift paint that's going on right here. It's gray when you're looking at it directly on, but then in some angles, you're able to see this nice blue shading that's going on. So we're going to take a look at the helmet area of this Grey Knight. And once again, there are no issues whatsoever with regards to the painting. The lenses are perfectly done. And as I've commented before, the pauldrons are absolutely fantastic, mainly because of this engraved lettering here. There is a lot of detail that's involved with it, and it is very well shaded in the recesses where the letters are. And obviously you have this banner that says Probus and a very well-screened skull and writing over here. And there's plenty of weathering that's going on. And then flipping over to the other side, it is really much the same. So you've got this characteristic tome over here and the sword through the spine of the tome, which all Grey Knights are famous for. And one thing I'll have to just point out that's a little bit different from the rest of them is that you have this little accessory over here, which is a nice little touch that separates this brother from the rest of his other battle brothers. And then you have another heraldic shield over here, which is a very cool touch that JoyToy always puts in. And we are going to be taking a look at the chest area. You got these two purity seals there hanging out, and I believe that you have Mortis Victor that's behind it, as well as the Grey Knight banner, as well as the Grey Knight chapter insignia that's over here. So now let's take a look at the Stormbolter. Wow, there's that blue sheen again. But anyway, let's take a look at the Stormbolter. It's wrist mounted, as all Grey Knight Terminators have wrist mounted Stormbolters. You can see that there is some highlights that are going on that looks like it has been dry brushed. And I'll have to say that this Storm Bolter is actually not as weathered as all the bolt rifles that you see on the Primaris ones for some odd reason. So I guess JoyToy went a little bit conservative on the weathering, so this is actually pretty clean looking. We're gonna take a look at the belt area. Is no departure from what we've been served up for the rest of the Grey Knight line. You got this characteristic belt buckle, this accessory that's hanging down, and then actually this is a little bit different because you have a grenade, an accessory pouch. Not exactly too sure what this is, but you have another grenade too, and I believe the rest of the Grey Knights do not have this type of grenade that's hanging down. Can't remember if this is actually a frag or a crack. Just lifting this accessory up so we can take a look at the loincloth. Again, this is very consistent across the JoyToy line. You have this nice tan colored shaded look in between the crevices here, and then it jumps out to a lighter bone type of color. Again, this is the weathered patina that JoyToy is very well known for. And then what this also very well known for is this lovely region down here, which is the leg area. No other Space Marine has legs that are as highly detailed as the Terminators that you're looking at over here. So you got Glory Imperator, Knight Champion, and then the tome with the dagger, as well as the Aegis banner that's at the bottom. Once again, detail is absolutely astonishing on this thing. Okay, flipping over to the back of the Terminator, I don't think there's any departure from what we've been looking at in the past with the other two that we've reviewed. So you've got this psychic hood that's up here, the characteristic Terminator 2 vents, as well as the rest of the Terminator down here. So articulation is going to be exactly the same. I will go through it very, very quickly. You got 360 degrees of rotation about the head right here. You have 360 degrees about the rotation on the shoulder area. Within the forearm, it is 360 degrees as well, right here. Double jointed elbow. There's a joint here, here, that you are able to pull this in once and then pull it in further. As I have pointed out in my other video, this cable kind of restricts the motion, but it really isn't that bad. On the other end, you have the Storm Bolter. The Storm Bolter is fixed to this wrist right here. You can't move the Storm Bolter around like you can do with the Castellan Crow action figure. About the chest and torso area, you get the nice wobble motion right here. And the torso to the waist area, 360 degrees of motion. You can see the legs, you are able to kick out a decent amount, but you're going to get some impedance from this loincloth as well as this back here, but I will attempt to do it. So you can rotate this thing around 360 degrees if you kick this leg out quite extensively like you saw there. The knee area is, again, double jointed like the elbow area. So there's a joint here and here, so you can move the joint in once like this, and then further back you can further see this mechanism right here. You are able to wobble the ankle area around for better posing, and also this toe area does this for more posing. All right, that was a very quick rundown of the articulation. Let's just fit this Terminator for battle. So this banner goes in the back of the Terminator right here, and the Force Halberd will directly go in here. Yes, there might be some finagling that you'll need to do. As I said before in my other videos, if you are having problems, you could do what I did, or you can also put it under a hairdryer and or hot water to loosen up the finger here. All right, folks, the action figure is fully assembled. Let me wrap this up with my final thoughts.
Yes, it is so nice to have some really solid offerings from JoyToy. So this third out of fourth Terminator still continues to be knocking it out of the ballpark for me. There is a lot of stuff that's obviously going on with it. I still am raving about that color shift paint where it is translucent blue in some angles, and then when you're looking at it directly, it's just completely steel gray and silver. And clearly the centerpiece obviously is the Nemesis Force Halberd that you're looking at over here, and they did a fantastic job with the painting. So is this Grey Knight a must-buy? I wouldn't exactly say that it is a must-buy. I suppose if you were cash-strapped, I would definitely go for the Ancient as well as the Justicar. So basically that's the one with the standard bearer and the other one with the bloodletter head. But in order to actually complete the set, yeah, if you have the extra income, I definitely would be buying this guy for sure. So this is Sprues and Studs. I hope you enjoyed this video again, and please leave in the comments section what you thought of it. If there's things that you want me to point out a little bit more, or you want me to go into further detail, that's perfectly fine with me. So we have just one more Terminator to review, so look for that review in the next few weeks. And as usual, I will see you all in the next review.